Welcome, folks, to Habs Tonight. Thank you for joining me today, my friend Anik Lemaire. Before we talk about the newest acquisition the Montreal Canadiens just made in Mathieu Perreault, that was the best French accent I could do. How was that? Not bad, eh?
Top shape.
Top shape.
It's
If I hear
almost
that
like
from
you
you,
practiced it. It's almost like you practiced it.
I can't say I did, but you know what? That's okay. I'm glad you said that.
You're
So
good.
before we get to the business of the day, we should mention, guys, very exciting. Our own Nick Lemire will be joining Dale Weiss for a very special interview next week, guys. Brendan Gallagher himself joining Habs tonight for an interview. Just going to be, we keep talking about it every second that we can, before August 4th arrives. So we're going to keep letting you guys know about that, and be sure to check that out. It'll be released around 8 p.m. or so on
Yeah.
Wednesday. Dale is off to Sweden to
Yep.
continue his playing career, which is very exciting. Bittersweet, of course, leaving the family, which I'm sure had to sadden him a little bit too. But all the
Yeah.
best to Dale, and we'll get back to the business of the day. So, what do you make of Mathieu Perreault after everything we've read about him and watched over the years? This guy, it's interesting to watch a French player come back to Montreal, or come to Montreal for the first time and play with the home team,
Yep.
because you immediately see kind of the bond and the appreciation that the French media has for a French player. And you got to respect that. I think that it's a special thing for the media and the fans, isn't it?
Oh, 100%. I mean, there's been a lot of, I don't want to say complaining, but I guess demand for French players to come back to Montreal and to play for the home team. So this is going to be extra special, like you said, for the media and for Mathieu Perreault himself. I mean, he's going to get to play at home, play in front of his family, and he's just ready to go. You can tell, like, just from the photo we have here of him on Zoom this morning, where he hung his Montreal Canadiens jersey right at the back. He was really happy about it, and he's ready to go. So I'm excited to see what he's going to bring and the energy he's going to have on the ice, coming down the aisle and just playing for his home team.
Yeah, and it's a piece that really the Canadians needed, especially after losing Corey Perry to Tampa. Wah,
Yeah.
wah, wah. It sounded like the opportunity, based on what Corey Perry's quote finally came out. So he likes the idea of course, getting another chance at a Stanley Cup. I said it the other night on our Free Agent Friends Day: if you can't
Yeah.
beat him, join him, right? And he
Yeah.
did that. But also an interesting thing to note about Perreault kind of coming in and maybe adding some of that grit, emotion to the game that Perry was able to bring. They were former teammates in Anaheim, and that was
Yeah.
actually one of Mathieu Perreault's best seasons as an NHLer with the Anaheim Ducks. 18 goals, 25 points, or 25 assists for 43 points in 69 games. And he brings an element the Canadians still need, right? I mean, he talked about the fact that
Yeah.
he has played center. He played a lot of center growing up, but he hasn't played it for a while. So, do you think he's going to add a good element? Maybe he can go up and down the lineup a little bit as a center, or as a winger. It sounds like he's going to start out as.
Yeah, he said it himself. Whether you put me on the left, the right, or the center, I'm ready to go. I'm ready to play where I'm needed. So I'm excited to see where he's going to be, I guess, inserted. I guess if you're talking left wing, I guess we're pretty stacked right now with different players. So we're going to need to cut some corners at some point, or try to move him around, if not moving other guys around. So, like you said, his best season with the one of his best seasons. His other best season was with Winnipeg back in 2016, 2017. In 65 games, he had 45 points, 13 goals, 32 assists. So a guy with a lot of experience, and could maybe take the spot of Corey Perry. It could be a fantastic fit and a fantastic replacement. So excited to see what he's going to bring and where we're going to put him. Is he going to have to get the opportunity to move up? I'm not sure, because of the current lineup that we have. We're pretty stacked. So unless we get some crucial injuries here, which obviously I hope we don't get, that's probably where he's going to get the opportunity to move up.
And I like what he said too today, Nick, because he was asked about, what conversation he might have had with Dominic Ducharme about where he's going to be in the lineup and what his role is going to be. And
Yeah.
what I really like, and you can tell the maturity of a veteran NHLer in his response, was, "Hi, Cooper."
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm just going to mute for like 2 seconds.
That's okay. Nick can still hear me at least. So I had to bring my dog downstairs too. He's well, now he's chewing on the little Canadian flag over there. Okay. Well, that's okay. We'll leave him be for a minute. Anyway, our dogs distract us, but we love them to death. But anyways, so with Perreault and the spot he's going to take in this lineup, what I really liked that he said was, basically saying I have to earn my spot wherever I end up in the lineup. So there's no guarantee of where I'm going to play because he knows how young the Montreal roster is. It's up and coming. And he believes, based on what he said, I'm still going to have to earn my spot. So you have to like that response from him.
Oh, absolute respect towards him for saying that. He basically left Winnipeg, wanted to test out the free agent market to see if he was going to get more minutes. That's the only thing that I might be slightly concerned about is his expectancy to have more minutes. I'm not sure if he's going to be able to top more than what he had, or is he going to stay about the same thing? That's my only concern right now is how much is he going to get? Like I said, if he moves up the lineup, obviously he's going to get more minutes, but I think he might just be satisfied to be playing for the Montreal Canadiens and be playing at home. That might just be enough for him.
Yeah, and I think an 82-game schedule will still give him at least a good chance to get in a lot of minutes because we don't know where Ryan Poehling's thumb injury is at. We know that we want to see Poehling crack the roster. But I would love to see a line of Ryan Poehling, Mathieu Perreault, and Artturi Lehkonen, Paul Byron, Yoel Armia. Insert whatever play you want. Jake Evans maybe goes in at center there instead of Poehling to start out the season. So that would be a decent line in some way. Insert who you want there. And I think Armia and Perreault could play well together and then insert maybe Jake Evans into that spot. So, it's really early to predict lineups.
Oh, for sure.
But I don't mind the way that sounds, at least so far.
Oh, not whatsoever. It's going to be another gritty fourth line. It's going to be a line with experience. And like you said, playing with Armia might just be like the chemistry that we need. And we saw that Jake Evans can basically play wherever and with whoever. So excited to see what that line combination is going to be. Is he going to try out a few different things at the beginning of the season or just stick with one line? But either way, I think he's going to fit very well on that fourth line.
Yeah, and he'll hopefully stay there the whole season and get in, like if we see what we saw from him or from the Canadiens in the playoffs too, we're going to roll four lines again. And I think that's what they want to do.
That's the most important thing. Yeah.
Mathieu Perreault being able to do that will be a great addition and a needed addition to the Canadiens. And his favorite player, Nick, this is kind of a teaser for our next video we're releasing later today. His favorite Montreal Canadian growing up, none other than Saku Koivu. So
solid pick. A little bit of foreshadowing.
We're foreshadowing a little bit, but our Flashback Friday episode, you'll see what it's about, of course. But that's a good little teaser here for you. Hint, if you will. But Mathieu Perreault joining the Montreal Canadiens. All the best to him. We look forward to seeing him again. Really liked the touch on the Zoom interview today, hanging up that Habs jersey behind him, which reminds me of the Weber one that you have, actually, the same color.
Yeah, it's the same one. The same one.
So it's not
Winter
an old
classic.
jersey.
It's a winter classic, a recent winter classic. And just before we top it off, I mean, a 1-year contract at $950K. We saw the potential of that amount just with Corey Perry right now. It's a low signing. It's a low risk. You test it out. If it works out, you try to sign him next year. And if it doesn't, well, he got to play for his team. He's going to be a Habs fan, and that's what matters.
His family was really excited about it. He was getting texts, because they were Winnipeg just played Montreal in the playoffs, so it was a little heated there for a bit between family and
for sure.
And now the waters have calmed. So I like
welcome to Montreal.
Bienvenue. That's right. Bienvenue. And his cap hit previously, Nick, was $4.1 million. So a big pay cut for a guy like this, but again, a role player that is sometimes priceless when it comes to
could make a difference. Like I said, we saw with Corey Perry. So if it's a foreshadowing of what we had, I'm more than okay with the move. Low risk move.
Absolutely. Yeah. And just looking back again at his stats, not a bad place for him to be. And some people worried about the drop off in production, but again, that's not the biggest concern. It's the experience that he's going to bring. He's going to bring a lot of good elements to this team, and I'm looking forward to seeing that. So without further ado, we'll let you guys go for now. But again, just a reminder, next Wednesday, guys, Brendan Gallagher coming on the show with a Nick Lemaire here and Dale Weiss for an unprecedented interview. The first interview we're going to hear from Gally after, post-game conferences, of course, from the playoffs, but do stay tuned for that. And we'll see you guys again very soon. Check out Flashback Friday coming your way later today.